This is breaking news.
Then all of a sudden, our neighbor's house caught on fire and embers were flying everywhere, and we were trying to let animals loose, and the whole road caught on fire behind us as we left.
Heartbreak and devastation. We continue to follow breaking news tonight. 3 major fires burning in eastern Washington right now. We have the Gray Fire in Medical Lake, the Winona Fire in Whitman County, and the Oregon Road Fire up near Elk. These pictures you're looking at are from the Gray Fire in Medical Lake, courtesy of the Spokesman Review. Their photographers were able to get them as the evacuations began in full.
Well, all 3 of these have level 3 evacuations. All 3 have led to destruction. And sadly, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake, there is 1 death that is unconfirmed if it's directly linked to the fire, but happened around the same time. Good evening. I'm Morgan.
Non-stop local weather alert.
We're under a weather alert tonight. Flooding hitting the region in several areas over the weekend into the early morning hours. This video taken by one of our viewers, Jim Fielder of the Palouse River. There's plenty of water washing practically all the way up to doorsteps. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Sean Alsey. Tonight, in-depth weather coverage, the impact, which areas were hit the hardest, and the people impacted directly. To cover all the bases, team coverage for you tonight. Leslie Lowe joining us with the latest conditions and is more rain on the way. What's to come? Nonstop Locals Justin Spinney, Dimitri Maragos, and Andrew Bartline scattered across the region to show you firsthand the areas hit by this flooding. Let's begin with Leslie.
This is breaking news.
And we have new information on breaking news we've been following since 4 p.m. Fire crews battling a brush fire along Interstate 90. Video of that up close. Now you see it could have been much worse. They did great work. That exit takes you to Medical Lake. Far too close for comfort given this past summer's fire. Kicking off a fire season that experts have told us could be more severe than usual. Good evening. Always glad you're with us at 6. I'm Sean Owsley. Nonstop Locals Adam Schweger has been at the scene for about 90 minutes now. Adam, I know there were some traffic problems initially. How are things looking at this hour? And we are following breaking news at 6. Good to be with you. I'm Sean Owsley. Let's get to the latest information that we have from downtown Spokane. More than 60 people displaced, that fire breaking out in the 3 p.m. hour. Let's take you there along North Howard Street. Andrew Bartline arrived basically as fire crews did. Joins us now with the very latest into the 6 p.m. hour. Andrew, what do you know?
This is breaking news.
And continuing to keep a close eye on breaking news tonight, Spokane City Council canceling their legislative session tonight after a reported security threat put City Hall in lockdown about 3 p.m. So far, no specifics on the manner of the threat they're investigating, but a spokesperson for the city did tell us that employees are allowed to leave if they choose. Spokane police were there to help escort them out safely. The council meeting has been shifted to Thursday.
This is breaking news.
Good evening. We're following breaking news out of East Central Spokane. I'm Sean Owsley. A homicide investigation called out a couple of hours ago. We know that police are currently responding to South Thor and East First. They have that area taped off. Nonstop Locals Ainsley Anderson there for us live now. Good evening, Ainsley. What do you know right now?
Away from me. This isn't the sheriff. Excuse me, Sheriff Norris. This gentleman is assaulting you. This man is assaulting me.
Continuing coverage now, a battery citation dropped against the woman you see here in this video. She was dragged out of the Coeur d'Alene Town Hall meeting in an incident that has now gone viral nationwide. And good to have you with us tonight. Drive for the title. By this time tomorrow night, the Gonzaga men will be nearly finished with their first NCAA tournament game, and the Washington State Cougars, 24 hours from now, will be about to tip off in theirs. Good evening. I'm Sean Owsley. We cannot say this enough. 4 local teams in the tournament this year, 2 men's teams, 2 on the women's side. Tonight, we have team coverage on all things NCAA, ready to lay out exactly what you can expect from the games here to Omaha, Salt Lake, and Corvallis.
This is a nonstop local weather alert.
And we are in a nonstop local weather alert, a live look at the downtown area. So far, dry streets, but the snow, well, it prepares to roll in late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Good evening. Always great to have you with us here on Nonstop Local. I'm Sean Owsley. Not only are we expecting snow this week, we're also expecting Arctic temperatures to roll in next week, making for some downright bone-chilling icy conditions. Let's take it straight to weather forecaster Justin. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean Owsley. Straight ahead tonight at 6. Here from our control room at Nonstop Local. Breaking news. An industrial building collapsed in North Idaho, forcing residents there to evacuate. We have a team heading there. We'll tell you what's happening. Then election coverage. Guy Tannenbaum digging into one of the most expensive races in Washington State, the 5th Congressional District. Who's funding your candidates? What does it mean? And Leslie monitoring conditions from the KHQ Skydeck.
Yeah, Sean, and we are under a weather alert because we've got another stretch of high heat. We've got all those details coming up. Nonstop Local at 6 starts right now.
A live picture for you. Spokane International Airport, where temperatures, that's where they measure them, reached the lowest numbers we have seen in almost a year. 19 degrees this morning, the coldest morning since February 17th of last year, which was 17 degrees. So far, we've had winter on the mild side, a few flurries here and there. Let's take a look at those temperatures as they fluctuate. As you can see here, that low point of 17, that was on February 17th, 2024, obviously up, and then we're back down here. But we haven't been back down on that line until this morning at 19. So that's the best weather forecasting I can do. Let's send it back over to the expert for a real explanation. Good evening, I'm Sean Owsley. Coming up next at 6.
I think it should be difficult if you have something which in your pocket which could kill the person sitting next to you.
A new Washington bill that would change the process of purchasing a gun, the extra steps and costs that you would need to take if it passes. Then a judge declining to sign a protection order for the woman who accused Pullman's former police chief of domestic violence and sexual assault. He vehemently denies the charges. What we're learning is the judge was vocal on this case. Well, this video that you're looking at of ICE officers breaking the windows of a vehicle in Spokane Valley has gone viral in our area. The video showing the arrests as they happened in real time. Good evening, I'm Sean Owsley. Our 360 coverage tonight. What was behind that stop? What an independent immigration attorney said after seeing the video, and what a woman who was inside that car is saying about the whole thing. Let's start with background. What we know is 2 brothers were arrested on Monday. The wife of one of the brothers was in the car. She's pregnant American citizen. The group on their way to a court date for one of the brothers. We'll talk about those specific charges in a moment. ICE telling us they absolutely had probable cause to arrest the 2. The woman we spoke to, who was there in the car, says there was unnecessary force used. Nonstop Local's Dimitri Mergo spoke with both sides and has the story.
This is breaking news.
And we are following breaking news just into the 6:30 out of Denver. An American Airlines plane, we're learning, caught fire while at Denver International Airport, forcing passengers who were on that aircraft to evacuate. NBC's 9 News saying air slides were deployed to evacuate people. It is unclear now if anyone was injured. That fire has since been put out. So far, it hasn't been confirmed how that fire started, but some sources have said the jet fuel caught fire. Updates on Nonstop Local throughout the night. You can see in this picture here, a lot of smoke rising there as emergency crews responded to that aircraft. Again, no indication of any injuries, but that could be updated as we get word from officials as they gather information there in Denver. Big 6 headlines tonight. The investigation into a deadly police shooting that left 1 man dead, 4 Spokane officers on leave, is now complete. That's according to the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team. The shooting happened in January of 24 at about 4 p.m. in North Spokane on North Kalispell. According to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to reports of a man threatening to kill a neighbor. That man has since been identified as 55-year-old Richard Rogasart. After hours of negotiations, deputies reportedly went into his home. They say that's when he lunged at them with an axe. He was shot and killed. There were 4 deputies involved. The case now going to the Spokane County Prosecutor's Office to determine if those deputies' actions were legally justified. In a crime tracker alert, a man making his first appearance in court accused of threatening and stalking someone he thought almost hit his vehicle. Here's what we're learning. This is 34-year-old Bruce Brzezowski. Brzezowski facing first-degree extortion and malicious mischief charges alongside stalking charges. Today in court, a Spokane County prosecutor called Brzezowski's case alarming.
Mr. Brzezowski was almost rear-ended by a black truck He did record the incident of that and later found a black truck in a nearby location which did not match the vehicle which was recorded in the incident. And the biggest irony perhaps in this particular case is that Mr. Brzezowski has many driving-related convictions on his record.
Brzezowski's charges are from an incident in November of 24. According to court documents, Brzezowski was almost rear-ended by a black truck. He reportedly went looking for that truck and apparently found a different one that he thought was the truck, left a note on the windshield. Court documents say the note demanded $300 or else Brzezowski would send someone to destroy the truck. Well, the truck owner knew nothing about this, didn't know what it was about, reported the note to police and didn't answer that request. Days later, he found his truck shot multiple times with a BB or pellet gun. He also saw Brzezowski outside of his home several times after that. He was arrested yesterday. He'll be back in court on arraignment March 25th. Federal judge in California ordering the Department of Veterans Affairs, Defense, Energy, Interior, Agriculture, and Treasury reinstate thousands of probationary employees fired last month. The ruling says the departments must, quote, offer reinstatement to any and all probationary employees terminated on or about February 13th. The judge reasoned the original directive was not legal in his view. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt responded to the motion in a news conference, says, quote, single judge is attempting to unconstitutionally seize the power of hiring and firing from the executive branch, end quote. She went on to say that the judge was abusing the power of the entire judiciary to, quote, thwart the president's agenda, end quote. Nonstop Local did reach out, meantime, to the Bonneville Power Administration to find out how this impacts their probationary workers let go last month. Well, Bonneville told us efforts have already been underway to rehire some employees. 89 have been asked to return so far, so the directive is an extra push to continue. Well, a big change on an iconic landmark here in Spokane. A little bit of history made in downtown Spokane. Park Board has signed off on renaming the U.S. Spokane Pavilion. Nonstop Local's Morgan Ashley has the new name, details of the deal. Representatives from the U.S. and Canada meeting today as President Trump threatens to impose tariffs on alcoholic beverages coming from the European Union. Aaron Gilchrist has more from Washington, D.C. Well, for the first time in years, a total lunar eclipse will be visible for some American spectators tonight, complete with the view of the resulting red blood moon. You know where we're going next. We're going to Leslie to track this for us. And Leslie, this will go from tonight until the early hours of tomorrow.
Yeah, this is so cool, and I really wish I could say I could stay up late enough to see it, so I'm hoping you can get some pictures. If you're up tonight and you actually snap one, please send it our direction. The lunar eclipse is expected to start about 8:57 p.m. tonight and will complete all of its eclipse phases in 6 hours and 3 minutes. Spectators across the country gathering to witness the phenomenon, which hasn't happened in nearly 3 years. The last one was in November of 2022. Now, before we get into who will be able to see it, let's talk about what a lunar eclipse is. A lunar eclipse means the Earth is passing between the sun and the moon, which means the Earth is blocking the sun's light, making the moon appear a dark reddish orange. As for who gets to see the lunar eclipse, well, it should be open to see everywhere, mainly in the Midwestern states. They're the luckiest. In the U.S., it all depends on weather conditions. So let's get a look at what we're expecting here. Cloud coverage is not as bad as what we were expecting it to be yesterday at this time. So if you are up and you are out and you catch a glimpse, you might get some of those eerie little clouds in there. Otherwise, you should be good to go. The good news is that there is another one coming next year, so we won't have to wait too long, Sean, to experience this phenomenon once again. I
remember being in elementary school and we had a full eclipse in the middle of the day, and we walked out and they're like, don't look directly at it. I was fascinated.
It really is just so fascinating.
It never gets old.
We're in the same studio, so I keep just looking over at
you. She's over there. You can't see it, but we're looking right. Yeah.
Right,
I always feel so small when we talk about things of that magnitude.
It's so true,
right?
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So much more than just us.
Yeah. All right. There's also so much more ahead tonight on Nonstop Local 630. We'll be right back.